Watching WLOX-TV 13, Biloxi, Gulfport, Pascagoula.
Now, the news for South Mississippi. Night Watch with Gervir Denza and Jeff Lawson. A.J. Jardina with sports. And meteorologist Mike Reeder.
The Democrats licked their wounds after a history-making disaster in the midterm elections. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. More on the new look Congress coming up.
We begin tonight over some controversy in Jackson County. Residents in the Latimer and LaRue communities say they were not told that their areas were being considered for a landfill. Apparently, the Solid Waste Management Committee has been testing 8 possible sites in the Jackson County area for more than 2 years. Tonight, about 170 residents came out to a meeting to ask city leaders why they were kept in the dark. But as Desiree Robinson tells us, there were more questions than answers.
By law, every county in South Mississippi must establish a 20-year solid waste management plan. Jackson County already has 8 possible sites for a county landfill. But the question these residents want to know is why no one told them about it.
Everyone's surprised that they're already in there testing, drilling the test holes to see the seepage and what the environmental will be. And this has supposedly been on the books for over 2 years. And this is the first time the citizens heard anything about it.
Latimer and LaRue residents believe at least 2 of the proposed sites are in their area. The first site is on this map that residents say came from District 4 Supervisor Sharon Landry. There are more than 3,000 acres of land in this area that sits between Latimer and LaRue. But Solid Waste Management Committee member Jerry Cook remained tight-lipped about whether the landfill is in either of those areas.
Was some of that area I spoke over, was it a proposed site or was it not a proposed site in that area?
Like I said, there was 8 sites that were proposed in the county.
I understand. Was that area one of those 8 proposed sites? I'm not asking you for the proposed site.
Every community, including Ocean Springs, was selected for a site area when it first got started.
Landry says she would oppose a landfill in District 4 because she believes there is better soil in other areas and less population. But LaRue residents say their community is in District 5, which is not Landry's territory.
They would not tell us anything. The only thing they would tell us it was not going in Latimer, which it was never going in Latimer to start with. It evidently is going in LaRue. They said 8 proposed sites, it's down to 1. Well, that don't leave but one place for it to go, and that's right where it's proposed in LaRue community.
Cook says the Solid Waste Management Committee will make their recommendation of the proposed landfill site to the Board of Supervisors within the next 2 weeks. Desiree Robinson, Newswatch 13.
Now, Cook says the Solid Waste Management Committee makes its recommendations to the board. Then they'll hold public hearings on the proposed site. Cook says if residents are opposed to the recommended site, then they've got to start the entire process all over again.
It was a day of incredible highs and devastating lows. On Election Day, 2 coast politicians felt just about every emotion possible. Jim Simpson Jr. saw his father's life come to an end, while State Representative Oliver Diaz saw one begin. Jim Simpson Sr. died while campaigning for his son. Diaz became a father for the first time. Marcia Hill talks with both men who share their feelings on triumph and tragedy.
It could not have been worse. Obviously, the loss of my father is much more disturbing than the loss of the race would have been.
On the same day he won the District 120 House seat, Jim Simpson Jr. lost his father. He will follow in his dad's footsteps, taking over the job the senior Simpson held for 28 years. The victory now seems hollow, but Simpson's family takes comfort in knowing he died doing what he loved, politicking.
The House of Representatives was his whole life, and District 120 was where he spent it, and it was fitting for it to occur in District 120 fighting for the House of Representatives seat. So we're all at least thankful about that.
Simpson says his father will be most remembered for his integrity. One person who knows about that integrity is a man who served with Simpson, State Representative Oliver Diaz. Diaz was in the same hospital where Simpson died Tuesday. He and his wife Jennifer were waiting for the birth of their first child.
You know, we're here celebrating life. I'm carrying a video camera and the bags into the hospital and all excited, and then they're having their sorrow and their grief at the same time. To have, you know, a birth and a death in the same day, it really puts things into perspective and lets you know what really is important in life.
Diaz thought winning a judge's seat on the new Court of Appeals was important, but when little Olivia Margaret arrived 6 hours after his victory, all Diaz can think about is fatherhood.
I think I'll make time. I think fatherhood will come first. I'm just in awe right now.
Marcia Hill, Newswatch 13.
Now, Jim Simpson Jr. will begin his legislative term in January, the same time that Oliver Diaz resigns his House seat to be sworn in as an appeals court judge.
It's tough for Democrats to put a positive spin on yesterday's midterm elections. Democratic National Committee Chairman David Wilhelm simply said, quote, "We got our butts kicked." When the dust settled, here's how the next Congress is going to shape up. The Republicans will control the Senate. They gained 8 seats yesterday and 1 more today when Alabama Senator Richard Shelby jumped to the GOP. The Senate takeover was not unexpected, but this was. The Republicans gained more than 50 seats in the House to take it over for the first time.